Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watch One. Thanks for logging on. Today we're looking at the Mille RM29. You can see this Grande automatic Mille on our website, watchyouwant.com. Purchase it there, and if you enjoy these videos, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Watch You Want Inc. You can also click on the card in the upper right-hand corner of the screen at any time to see our full listing for this watch, with additional high-res images, accessories included, and naturally complete pricing information. Now on my wrist, 6 1/3 inches, 16 centimeters in circumference, this massive tonneau case is actually quite wearable. First and foremost, it's cambered. As you can see in this profile shot, it does have an arc to it. It does slope down and around the periphery of your wrist, making for easy, secure fit, even if your wrist is smaller like mine. Now, my estimate is that a wrist as small as 14.5 centimeters could wear this watch securely and with a great sense of proportion. Across the case, you're looking at a measurement of 39 millimeters, not including the crown. It's not as thick as it looks. 13 millimeters, it's the shear of the flank that makes the watch look thick, massive, and tall. But from lug to lug, again, not overwhelming. This is a watch that measures 48 millimeters from extremity to extremity, the extremities being defined as the end of the titanium case faceplate. Now the strap is a superb piece, and I would even go so far as to say class leading, and there are two reasons for that. First, it's beautifully integrated into the case, so as an aesthetic element, sloping from the profile and sloping from overhead, you can see that it really looks like an extended taper of the titanium. But then there's the souplesse on the wrist. It's very light, it's very flexible, and on the underside, it doesn't just feature relief channels to let moisture out, it features actual vents that allow heat, sweat, moisture on a hot day to escape readily. The ventilation is in the grade of a bracelet, and a very loose bracelet at that. Now the clasp is impressive. It's rendered entirely in titanium. It even features a titanium leaf spring, so if you can think of the rear suspension of a Corvette, we're basically talking about that. The leaf spring ensures that the clasp snaps shut and then actively holds itself closed. At the same time, when you do want to open the clasp, it has a positive spring action so that you can quickly deploy it with just a flick of the hand. Naturally, the ability to size the strap using pinholes and a pin buckle integrated into the clasp means that you don't have to take the awkward and sometimes harrowing measure of cutting a rubber strap to fit. This is not that kind of sports watch. Now the dial is classic Mille. Open worked, it features a carbon fiber flange bearing the luminescent elements around the periphery, and it also features the minute calibrations and the second calibrations outboard. I'm going to unhack the movement so you can see the seconds hand tracing the arc of the dial. Now it's passing over the double date, and that is the hallmark of the RM29. If you like the RM10, its proportions, its look, its feel, but you just can't grasp that tiny jump date window, the double-digit date with a white backing is very, very legible. It seems to pop from the dial, whereas the date of the RM10 and the preceding RM5 really seems to disappear. This one's salient, legible at a glance. Now all of the elements are applied to a second sapphire beneath the top sapphire. They suspend the calibrations as well as the window aperture for the Grande date above the movement itself so that everything seems to be floating. Everything seems weightless, gossamer, evanescent. It's a gorgeous composition, and of course the movement itself is a large part of that. And what you're actually looking at is the Mille caliber RMAS7 base. Now the RMAS7 base has a dual barrel power reserve energized by a supremely efficient unidirectional winding rotor. You can also see the wings on the outer periphery of the rotor. These can be adjusted by a Mille watchmaker to tailor the winding system to the lifestyle of the owner, which is to say if you're sedentary, increasing the polar moment by moving them out, moving the wings out, allows the system to wind more vigorously. If you're very active and you don't want to put undue wear and tear on the system, you can actually have the polar moment reduced. Very advanced, very thoughtful, very sophisticated. It's equipped in tandem with ceramic rotor bearings, unlubricated, of exceptionally high efficiency. The bridges and the plates are executed in ultra-lightweight titanium, so there's very little mass to be suspended on the suspension elements that join the movement to the case, and that's really the final hook of this movement. It is mounted on elastomer suspension such that it becomes a highly shock-resistant watch. Now there are a few other highlights. In addition to that 50-hour power reserve and remarkable shock resistance, we do have a conventional 28,800 vibration modern beat rate, so 4 Hz, but it's paired with a free-sprung balance for still more resistance to shock-induced timing variation. Now there is a quick set system for the Grande date, and I will show you that in action. When it turns over, you can see that The date discs change separately and in sequence. Not only does it feature a quick set, but it also features hacking, as I demonstrated earlier. So you pull the crown, you stop the balance, you precisely synchronize to a known accurate reference time. That's the advantage of hacking. The watch is a remarkable statement of modern technology and materials, as it contains titanium, natural rubber, sapphire, carbon fiber, and ceramic within those rotor bearings, all within a single 39mm wide signature Richard Mille tonneau case. You can see this one, and you can buy it on our website, watchyouwant.com.